What's up, you guys? Welcome to Fightful. It is November 1st, 2025. I am Ross Sapp. Screen to my left has Game 7 on it. The screen right in front of me has myself on it as I am here for the Fightful post show for Saturday night's main event. We got a whole bunch of exclusive news for you guys, courtesy of FightfulSelect.com. I know it's not in everybody's budget to pay for wrestling news, but it's so much more than that. We had a scoops thread today. We had details on Cody Rhodes and CM Punk's involvement in the AEW book. Damn, thought that one was gone too. Apologies for the dead air. But we've got exclusive Discord access, Q&A articles every day. My Q&A show, I think I might drop it Monday this week. And let me tell you guys, we are working on something very big to add to Fightful Select that you guys are really going to love. Go ahead, go over there, lock in those year-long prices before Jimmy hikes them up in 2026 again. But I want to know what you guys want to talk about. Get your super chats in, get your humper chats in here at youtube.com/Fightful, or if you are one of the thousands that watch on X, on Facebook, on any other number of platforms, send us a humper chat at humperchats.com. There's a whole lot of you that might be saying, wait, Facebook? You stream on Facebook? Yes, I want to encourage you guys. Please follow us on Facebook. We have been uncorking a lot of archive content there. A lot of stuff that, quite frankly, I forgot that we even had on Facebook at Fightful Online. We finally got it monetized. I'm so happy about that. I want to thank Jimmy and Shandy for all the hard work they put in on that. But also follow me because I'm out there debunking news all the time on Facebook. But let's talk about this Saturday night's main event show. This show brought to you by MyBookie, where you can get a $50 bonus on a $100 deposit or a $100 bonus on a $200 deposit. You might have seen last week, Denise was dunking on me for the Jets winning against the Bengals, but I put money on the Jets to beat the spread. I knew this type of thing was going to happen. I've had some pretty good success over there, and you might say, wait, you're a wrestling website. Why are you promoting that? Because at MyBookie, you can bet on pro wrestling. They had Jade Cargill favored tonight. They had, Cody Rhodes favored tonight. CM Punk was favored tonight. So if you think it's that easy, head over to mybookie.ag and put some money down on pro wrestling. They also, we talk a lot about John Cena's last opponent. They have odds up on Brock Lesnar's opponent at WrestleMania with Gunther as the favorite. But you can head over there, bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. Everything from floorball to football at MyBookie. AG. They got live casino table games. You can bet with Bitcoin, all that good stuff. They have the best support system in the world. We only want you to bet what you can, and please bet responsibly. But this opening match, Cody Rhodes was the favorite. I liked this match, and I liked this match specifically because it was different than the main event. And I'll explain I can go ahead and explain the format of a lot of the main events and title matches, and many of those are ones of which Cody Rhodes participates. But it is finisher, opponent's finisher, series of finishers. That's the match, and that's what the WWE audience likes. Now, I'll expand on that more later, but this was different than that. This was Cody Rhodes effectively giving up his champion's advantage of not getting DQ'd or counted out, and a match not being able to end or a title not being able to change hands as a result. And I thought this match was honestly really good. They also told a story of Cody Rhodes working with an injury to his knee. And throughout the match, the early part of the match, I did think it was like a little bit heavy in the, he's going to get DQ'd type of thing, because Cody Rhodes is a smart guy. But the story was that Drew was intentionally trying to do things that would set Cody off in a manner of which he would then flip out and get himself DQ'd. You know what I mean? And Cody was kind of playing it off like, I'm not going to fall for that early, and then leaned into it a little bit more, which I do like, that he didn't just come right out and be like, I'm immediately gotten to it. It took a little bit more, but like Drew called himself, or had Lillian rather, who just signed a new contract, call him the real American Dream. He said that and they really highlighted the fact that Drew's title runs, one was during COVID, so he didn't get to have his home country celebration. Then the other one was so short that he also didn't get to have his celebration. But Cody Rhodes ends up winning this. Now there were a couple spots that I looked at and I was like, okay, interesting. Damn, that's a double or triple at least. Sorry, apologies on that one, guys. So there was the Claymore into the table countered, but Drew knocked Cody into the table. And I do like that. Okay, incidental contact like that isn't going to get you DQ'd, but Cody did sort of fear the referee's discretion. And let me tell you, you have never seen a referee count faster than Cody Rhodes about to get counted out of this this world title match. Like it never. He 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was counting like Coolio in that song he had in the 90s. Something new? Is that it? Was that the one? I was just like, let's slow down here, pal. Under what circumstances is the count usually that quick? But Drew ends up introducing the title to this match. And then Drew gets hit with the DDT on it. Then the Crossroads gets the win. I saw a lot of people. As the Blue Jays give up a run. No, they didn't. First and third. I saw a lot of people say, oh, I can't believe they keep doing this to Drew. I can't believe they keep doing this to Drew. Where does Drew go from here? How does this happen? As for Luis, you're missing a few super chats, humper chats here, buddy. I saw a lot of people saying, well, where does he go from here? Well, I mean, if this is not an interesting plot point for Drew McIntyre, I don't know what is. Like, this guy has reason to be really mad about his lack of winning the world title for like the last 3 or 4 years. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline constantly screwed him out of it. He wins at WrestleMania and then he gets screwed out of it. He had a situation set up here, and even though he did introduce that championship to the match, Cody ended up using it. So he's got a lot of motivation and a lot of reason to be upset. And I think that that's an important plot point for Drew McIntyre. Because like, you've got to have that inspiration. Like, he has been like a top guy. He's been a guy that the company has seen or has had that ability to be a world champion, especially even within the context of kayfabe. He's always been a world champion level guy, but so many things. Now, 3 different things have come in between him being world champion. One was an entire bloodline. One was a Money in the Bank cash in. And now Cody, the top dog in WWE for the last 2 years, had to, and I put in quotations, had to cheat to win. Now, I'm seeing many more people these days say, what is, like, Cody needs to lose. Cody needs to lose. I am starting to see some of that. I hadn't seen nearly as much of that in the last, like, I want to say year or so, especially because of the fumbled John Cena retirement thing. And no, Drew does not have the Dolph Ziggler spot at all. Dolph Ziggler was not the guy that was always portrayed as, well, he could be world champion if not for these specific hurdles. Like, it's just not the same. It's not the same. Drew is also a much better promo, all due respect. But this is the idea I like. Drew McIntyre versus Nick Aldis. I think that would be a great WrestleMania match as well. And if Drew McIntyre beats him, and he should, he gets like a world title cage match or something like that. No interference, no rules, no nothing. And I definitely understand some people that believe that Drew McIntyre should have won tonight. He's a great talent. And he's going to be a guy that they continue to, I think, have near that. But as of there hasn't been a lot over the last year and a half for them to say that Cody's not the guy. You know what I mean? I know people will look at ticket sales last night. Listen, it's Halloween. It's Halloween. You're going to pass up, you're going to go to SmackDown instead of watching your kids do trick or treat. Come on now. Come on now. It's Halloween. I don't expect numbers like that regularly in WWE. I enjoyed this match. Really dug it. Really dug it. Some news out of AEW. Triangle of Madness, Marina, and Megan Bayne, and Mercedes Moné against Toni Storm, Chris Statlander, Willow, Harley, Hayter, and Amanada as the women. How is that going to work? How is that going to work? My God. Whew. Well, your boys at FightfulSelect.com had some news. Please subscribe. It would really mean a lot to us. Bianca Belair was in town for SmackDown. Now, she wasn't on this show. Haven't heard that she was backstage here. She does travel to SmackDown here and there, but I'm hoping that she'll be back in the fold soon, but we'll see. Triple H was not at the show tonight. Bruce Pritchard not at the show tonight. I was told that Road Dogg actually returned after missing the last couple of weeks as well. Jade Cargill was the MyBookie AG favorite and won the women's world title. Now, Tiffany Stratton finishes with the third longest reign of this specific championship behind Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. And I thought that this was a very appropriately produced match. Tiffany Stratton before this match had Nick Aldis come up to her and be like, listen, I don't know if you're good to go. And Tiffany Stratton's like, I'm cleared. I am good to go. I want to do this. I have to prove that I'm a champion. Very baby face-ish stuff here, right? Oh my gosh, this play. What an insane catch. What? I apologize, guys. Listen, I got this Jays Game 7 on the second screen, and whew, Gary Varsho's kid. That's how I know him, is Gary Varsho's kid. Just made an insane catch to save probably a run or two. Woo! Oh, that was incredible. So, Jade Cargill is probably not going to be the ring general anytime soon. She's not. But when you have a talent like this, why not book her exactly like this? She looks badass with that cut around her eye. I always say she doesn't look like a superhero. Superheroes look like Jade Cargill. And this match was more of how she should be booked than I've seen in a long time, because it's her doing cool moves and dominating somebody. And Tiffany, is working with the injured leg, quote unquote, but she kicked out Tiffany's leg. She hit a beautiful choke slam, just a real stiff one. There was that inside out pump handle slam that I know that that Brian Cage has done a bunch. He would sit out with it though. The Eye of the Storm, which I always think looks a little bit weird. I would probably go rack into a sit down power bomb instead of the way that she went. Did a full on power bomb. I saw, wow, that Vladimir Guerrero catch. Holy cow. Woo! That saved probably the lead there. So she also did these fall away slams that I don't know if younger fans know. Scott Hall really popularized those in America, and he called them the sack of shit slams because it would be like throwing a sack of shit. But Then she wins with Eye of the Storm. But I'm like, I see her finish and I'm like, she did 4 or 5 moves that I think look better than her finish. And I know that that move has kind of been a finish for a long time between like Beth Phoenix and all that, but I thought the choke slam looked better. I thought the inside out slam looked better. I thought her power bomb looked better. There were like 3 moves in that match that I go, okay, I think those are better than her actual finish. But I thought this was a wonderfully produced match for her. Now, she wasn't having to sell a ton. She ended up pushing Tiffany off the top and all that. But, some of the setup moves look more devastating. Obviously, like for The Rock, it was because he hit the rock bottom and the spine buster. The way that one writer always explained it to me was really the spine buster was The Rock's finisher. It was never called that, but the spine buster was really The Rock's finisher. He just did that elbow drop to add some insult to injury, so to speak, because he's The Rock. But I thought this went great. She looks like $1,000,000. I'm how should I phrase this? I'm not going to phrase it. I'll say that. I'm not going to phrase it, but she's coming around. And maybe this match, maybe her dominating so much of the match and it being largely a squash match is the reason why I feel this way. But it did feel like they made that decision. And I say it feels like fairly recently, like, let's go ahead and push her. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here. And to me, if this is how you book her and she's just beating the snot out of people and doing cool moves, then when you beat her and you can plan around that, I think you have somebody do that to her eventually. That next undeniable, so to speak. Or somebody that feels like I just feel like there's people who should chase and people who should be chased, right? Braun Breaker, Obafemi, Jade Cargill should be chased. The money isn't in the chase for them. You want to find out who is going to conquer these big, bad sirloin beef sons of bitches. So as of now, I'm pretty happy with this move. I'm certainly happy about the move to nordvpn.com/Fightful because, my friends, if you want to watch WWE content, nordvpn.com/Fightful is the way to go. Let me give you a little tip. Subscribe to nordvpn.com/Fightful. With the 2-year deal plus the 4 months free, it averages out to $2.98 a month. And you might say, Sean, I can't add another subscription. This is going to take away your subscriptions. Do you have Peacock for anything besides Saturday night's main event? It's the only reason I have it. I'm still like, I'm on my last month of it now. But now I can watch it on Netflix or YouTube. You can watch it outside of America. And you might say, well, how? You download the app, turn it on, any device, any operating system, change your virtual location and access it globally off of Peacock. Same goes for SmackDown, same goes for NXT, same goes for regular PLEs. And you can watch Raw without commercials as well. It's a good time. There's a wealth of other different things that I haven't even told you about besides, saving half off on pay-per-views, all that good stuff. Just lovely. nordvpn.com/Fightful. How about this? You also, I'm watching something about to go down in this game. You also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Sorry, Nord. I wish I was north of the border right now, buddy. Because then I could still watch my football games with NordVPN, even though I'm in Toronto. Or I'd be in Toronto. Oh, he got hit. Ibanez got hit. Oh, no. Schneider out there running. Are we getting screwed out of a Collision review this week too? Come on. Going up against a world title match, going up against Game 7. Come on now. We'll talk about Collision on the Dynamite review. Oh my God, all the relievers are running in. Oh my God. There's so much blue and white. Robleski. I mean, listen. Yeah, I'm a Blue Jays guy. Toronto has my heart. I mean, if he tried to get himself hit at that first swing, Jimenez did. Like, I see it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend he didn't. He tried to get himself hit. Then he did get hit the second time. And I'm like, what are we doing here, man? Come on, Jimenez. You're my dude, but ain't going to hit you on purpose in the World Series. Game 7? He's not going to give up an additional base runner. Come on now. NordVPN.com/Fightful. Please show them some love because I just butchered their ad read. How about this? I got Bound for Glory half off, AEW's pay-per-view half off, and I watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT, PLEs, everything with one NordVPN.com/Fightful subscription and $298 a month on average. I'm telling you guys, this will save you a ton of money. If you use Nord, let us know in the chat. John Wick says Kane's old power bomb would be fantastic for Jade. Oh, the fall down one, right? Yeah. I remember they added it to some of the games as his finish. I agree with that. I like that. Just a good power bomb in general, which Gunther kind of uses sometimes, right? Dominik defeated Penta and Rusev. Dominik is such an undeniable star, man. This guy, and I say it all the time, man, but we're facing a situation where Dominik is likely facing John Cena at Survivor Series. And what I believe Dominik's from San Diego, right? Because Ray is Dominik from there too, or was he born somewhere else? Yeah, San Diego. Let me tell you, Dominik looks like a guy who would have played for the San Diego Padres in the 1980s. Dominik Mysterio looks like he would be hitting number 6 in a lineup that features Bip Roberts and Tony Gwynn. That's what he looks like. Look at that. Look at all this praise for Nord here. Penta has been such a glue guy in WWE in the ring specifically. He has been a guy that just always goes out and has these banger matches. And he's out there doing it with anybody, everybody. Now, do I want he and Phoenix to team up again soon? Yeah, I do. I think I'm ready to see that. It's about time for that to happen. And I do think that Dominik will drop the title to John Cena if they wrestle at Survivor Series, by the way. Rusev has come along, and he's not wrestled a ton. He's wrestled more. But he's had some good sirloin beef sons of bitches matches. And I like that. But he said, man, I don't like not wrestling. He's not wrestling really bothers me. And I didn't get to wrestle a lot. And since he's been back, he's wrestled, 25 matches. And it took him, he wrestled, my God, 30 to 35 outside of WWE in 4 or 5 years. Now, he said it's because he didn't want to lose. People in AEW certainly thought that's because he didn't want to lose, but he ain't got no problem losing now because he ate the pin to Dominik. They had some great in-ring here. WWE does triple threat matches very well. I will say this. What is up with WWE fans over the last couple of weeks chanting, "Ref, you suck," at a ref who very clearly made the right call on a kick out? There's been 2 of them, and I think they've been in Penta Rusev matches, actually. I think it's after the Penta driver, unless I'm mishearing or something. By the way, baseball fans, what am I missing? Why is Robleski getting to warm up after every batter? What is going on here? I got the volume down. Is there some rule that I missed about a reliever getting to warm up in between batters now? But this is the most disjointed review I've ever done. But hey, I wanted to do this. I wanted to speak with you guys. I'm about to say, ref, you suck here at MLB. But yeah, the ref made the right call there. Uh-oh, the Dodgers have Cillian Murphy warming up in the bullpen. Oh, no. Sean, just start doing a watch-along for MLB. Listen, this is the most hyped I've been for a baseball game in a while. Definitely more hyped than for the Reds playoff run because I knew it was going to be bad. So Dominik grabs the hammer, which is completely legal in this match. And that's what commentary even mentions. They're like, listen, it's not illegal for him to do that. And Penta takes it away and goes to hit him with it, but hits Rusev. And Dominik capitalizes and wins the match. Wins with the frog splash. I like the finish. Like in Dominik's run. I think Dominik needs to turn babyface, though. I really do. And I think it should go with John Cena beating him and then showing him respect afterwards. I think he should slap John Cena like John Cena slapped Kurt Angle. And then I think that John Cena should show him respect at the end of the match. So this was a surprise. They were just like, hey, we're going to hear about John Cena and his final opponent. What? That's a nice surprise. I don't remember them promoting this. Cool. I love this. I've long been a believer that WWE has just, quite frankly, screwed up John Cena's television usage for a long time. During the pandemic, you got him around. He's not filming movies. I'm like, put some matches in the can with him. I don't care who he beats. I don't care if he squashes somebody. Put like 5 or 6 John Cena matches just in the can and air them from the Thunderdome as you can. And then say, John, can you come back in? Can you come do some more? Then one year they had him come in and do a bunch of dark matches. Had that again another year, and they didn't even put him on TV. So I was just like, I know that they did the big countdown for his appearances and all that stuff, but like, I would say live appearances. How many live appearances do you have left? And I was saying very early on this retirement run, when they have him, they should absolutely film stuff with him, film interview clips, film vignettes, film backstages with him. Do something. Have him talk about something. And that's what they did here. And I thought I was really thrilled with this. So I believe Dave Meltzer reported that a tournament was on the books, but John Cena also clarified another thing. He's like, well, I might make appearances. He's like, but as far as physical activity, like, I'm done. He's like, I'm not doing that. Now, personally, I wish it would just be matches. You know, he can come back and hit an AAFU on somebody, etc. But he says no, and who am I to tell him, no, you're wrong? So John Cena makes the announcement and says, I want someone to seize the opportunity like I did on my first night. So starting at Raw in Boston, my hometown, there's going to be a 16-man tournament. People from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and people who don't even work here. Or we can phrase that to people who aren't supposed to work here but actually do, and nobody knows about it yet. Or people from AAA and TNA, because that's what it's going to be. Misfit Wrestling Podcast says, I think it's clear Cena was talking about TNA and AAA when it comes to people who don't work here. That's what I believe as well. Yes, I believe it will be Joe Hendry. I believe Vikingo as well. Although, if I were WWE, what I would do is go and say, Nick Nemeth, Matt Cardona, you both have history with John Cena. Let's add you to this tournament. Let's do that. I think that would be a really, really great thing to do. Now, the rumor is Gunther. So if it is Gunther, I'm fine with that. Completely fine with that. Javon Evans should absolutely be in this tournament. If Oba Femi's in the tournament, he should win it and then absolutely crush John Cena. But listen, right now I'm on the maybe Oba Femi should win the Royal Rumble type of thing. Like that's how into Oba Femi I am right now. Trick Williams should probably be in this as his call up. It's probably time for him to come up as well. It is time for new blood. Now, there was, I think, a Bleacher Report top 20 list, which, listen, guys, it's just some guy at Bleacher Report. All due respect to the person who wrote it. You can make your own top 20 list of people under 30. I had people look at it and say, and people say WWE has a youth movement problem. And I'm like, guys, they're very clearly talking about the main roster. And who's on there? Austin Theory, who they've not used in ages. And on the men's side, by the way, men's side, Dominik Mysterio, and I can't even remember the third one. And I'm like, dude, it is time. Oba Femi, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, they should be up. I'm glad that people are able to wrestle. I think Mello was another one. And like Mello, Braun Breaker. There you go, Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker's great. But Braun Breaker shouldn't have been playing second banana in April, much less November. I'm ready for Oba, Trick, Javon Evans, and this is the way to kickstart it. This is a whole lot better than when Vince McMahon just blindly called up like EC3 and Nikki Cross and didn't do anything with them like years and years ago. This is a great opportunity to be like, there you go. They have a great showing, and then you got Adam Pearce saying, well, hell, you know what, Javon? I got to have you after seeing you on SmackDown so much. I don't want them to have you. I want you. Somebody says, I really don't get the Trick hype. Doesn't matter if you do. Other people do. Brandon says, people who don't even work here, Joe Hendry and the tourney, I'd be shocked if he wasn't. Galron says, how about the news about the tourney for Cena's final opponent? Think we get Matt Cardona in it. I think that would be a good one, honestly. Like, if you did 4 from outside WWE, Nick Nemeth would be a really, really good one because he's got history. Matt Cardona has history. Vikingo and Hendry. But listen, Hendry's effectively done with TNA from what I believe. Noise says, Sean, hope you're having a good time. Thought Saturday night's main event was boring. Excited for the Cena tourney, though. Put Oba on top or anyone under 30. So that's my only thing with it possibly being Gunther. Like, I'm okay with it being him and all that. But also, the man is 38. The man has been a world champion. He did have a record-setting Intercontinental title reign. How much more does he need? He retired Goldberg, so that could be like his new thing. And you go after Randy Orton. Like, listen, I do like the future of that feud where Gunther retires Goldberg. He retires John Cena. Then he gets Randy Orton in his crosshairs and he goes, you know, I'm thinking about retiring another guy and just taking your whole shit too. By that, I mean gimmick, not taking a shit like on a toilet for him. Like, I think that would be pretty compelling stuff. I think that'd be very, very entertaining. And something new for Randy Orton as well. Ryan says Trick is an NXT call-up in the Cena tourney. It's definitely time. Like, Trick has nothing else that he can do. Nothing else that he can do in NXT. And the worst case scenario is it doesn't work out on the main roster. And then they can go back to Carmelo and It's a trick. Misfit says, in retrospect, Asuka should have retired Goldberg. Listen, I do want to say something. So I have been on Facebook debunking a lot of fake news, and I saw some people just outright lying, saying that Goldberg like minimized her for being a girl and said she was just a girl and said that it didn't count because she was a girl. He never said that, man. Like, Goldberg's got an ego on him, but he did never say that. He said some completely different stuff. So not the case, not the case. But I'm thinking Gunther as like a legend killer could work. Well, maybe your legend has been killed a little bit. Maybe you've been struggling in the bedroom. Maybe you want to have better sex. Maybe you want stronger, longer lasting erections. Well, Blue Chew and the code FIGHTFUL is here to help you. Right now, you get that first shipment free when you use Blue Chew and the code FIGHTFUL. You just pay $5 shipping. You might say, well, why do I got to do that? That's hush money for your mailman because that arrives discreetly. But listen, when the mailman rolls up, he's going to hear those sounds coming out of that bedroom. He's going to be like, what is going on? He might be telling his other mailman friends. And then, eventually every mailman goes to every door. So like, you're going to sit there and say, man, how did the word get around that this dong game is so crazy? It's because of Blue Chew. That's why. Now, listen, you talk to your mailman, you say, keep it on the download. They'll be like, all right, I understand. Discreet, safe. I know that you didn't have to go to the doctor's office for an in-person visit. Didn't have to wait in line at the pharmacy, any of that. Did the online consultation, and it was prescribed and shipped straight to your door with those great active ingredients that come in a chewable tablet. He knows all that. He's delivered plenty of it. But he's going to keep it discreet. A lot more discreet than that dong game is going to be for you. Visit bluechew.com for important safety information and details. Use bluechew.com and the code FIGHTFUL. We thank them for sponsoring our podcast, our longest running sponsor. I think over 8 years now. So show them some love. Even if you just get the free shipment. How about that? You just get the free shipment. Just show them some love at bluechew.com. Just use that code FIGHTFUL. So Razor crashed out over this match. I love it. I just saw that all the super chats are from Razor. Oh, Razor. I'm so excited about this. My bookie, AG, had CM Punk as the favorite. Razor says, why did Triple H tease Punk and Cody for 2 effing years? RIP to Cody versus Punk. Congrats, Phillip Brooks. You made Razor angry at you. Why'd you get the same promo on Gunther on Jay? Bought Mania 42 tickets. Razor really hates how, since the Chamber's in Chicago, they could have had Punk win that and win the big one WWE title. That prick is turning heel, isn't he? If Punk doesn't face Cody at Mania 42, he won tonight. He is an idiot. Why wouldn't he go for a belt that isn't as valuable? He wants a turn on Cody, doesn't he? What a waste. Cody versus Punk is never happening. Sorry for the crash out. Enjoy the Razor money, Sean. Razor. Oh, you're the man. You're the man. You felt some ways about this match. I can tell. Well, if not this year, or not 2026, there is always 2027. Now, granted, Saudi Mania, Cody and CM Punk. Okay. There's always the year after that. I think these two men will be intentionally kept apart until it is that they do their match. I do want to know, what are the WrestleMania main events now? I could see Braun Breaker versus Cody Rhodes or CM Punk. Obafemi versus Cody Rhodes or CM Punk. And I could see a situation where both Oba and Braun Breaker are champions coming out of that. I could see Braun Breaker winning the title from Punk very soon. He goes on, he defends against like Roman Reigns and wins. I honestly feel like there could be a good era of like big sirloin beef sons of bitches champions here. But Punk and Cody Rhodes is a guaranteed bona fide WrestleMania main event one day. You've got to make it a WrestleMania main event at some point. It is a slam dunk. It is money. It is easy. You can't be in a situation like when you had the 4 Horsewomen WrestleMania main event. They didn't do it. Shield 3-way. Well, they did it, but they didn't do it as the WrestleMania main event. They should have. They didn't. You had these matches that should have been WrestleMania main events, and you just didn't ever do it. And they got to do it. And these two have all kinds of history together. Like they've got the Rumble and all that stuff, but they had a whole bunch of matches. They teamed together a bunch back in the day as well. But as far as like singles matches, very, very limited. They teamed together back in OVW. I don't know if you guys know that. Like way back in the day, they teamed together. They had tag matches against each other on like ECW. Like a lot of history. They wrestled 17, 18 years ago, 2008. They wrestled in Cincinnati. I don't think I was there for that actually. And then they wrestled again on Raw years later, or maybe a few months later, and went to a count out. Other than that, they don't have singles matches. Got to do that WrestleMania match. TJ Ridgeway says, give me Oba, Cody, Swash. Listen, buddy, I think that if there's one person that could absolutely make Oba Femi and really sell that type of ass kicking, it is Cody Rhodes, man. I think that is absolutely the type of person. MJ Johnson says, please don't tell me it's Punk, Brock, Roman, Cody, is it? Oh, my God. I think WWE greatly overestimates the interest that the current WWE audience has in Brock Lesnar. I don't ever want to see Cody face Brock again. The only way I want to see Brock Lesnar in a title match at WrestleMania is if it is against Brock or if it's against Braun Breaker and Brock's losing. That's it. And I don't want to see Brock winning the goddamn Royal Rumble either. Stop doing that. I am so over it. This guy used to be like my favorite performer. He was so good. I'm tired. I've seen enough. I don't need to. People, you don't like him because of the case. It completely separate of that. Go watch my reviews the last 4 or 5 years. I don't need to see it again. Don't need to see it again. Galron Rolt says, could Punk lose the title to Braun at or before the Rumble, then win the Rumble to go after Cody? Yeah, he absolutely could. He certainly could. I think that is certainly a situation that could happen, and Punk also understands like having short reigns isn't necessarily a bad thing for him, because then people will keep wanting him to kind of get it back eventually. He was also against the right opponent tonight too. I think that if he faced Braun Breaker, the crowd probably would have wanted Braun Breaker to win. But he faced Jey Uso, and a lot of the audience wanted Punk to win. Now, this match, like, what do you want me to say? It's the formula. Here's the formula. Finisher, finisher, opponent's finisher, opponent's finisher, 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 finisher. That's it. GTS, super kick. Uso, GTS, Punk spear, sleeper, Anaconda Vice. That's the formula of WWE main event matches. And it's miserable to even make that observation. People are so goddamn sensitive on Twitter. So sensitive. Let me read you some of the comments. Well, the crowd seems to love it. And I'm like, yeah, that's why they do it. For sure. If it ain't broke, eventually you're going to break this formula. You got to switch it up. You got to switch it up. Okay, welcome to wrestling, somebody said. And I'm like, it's the fuck you talking about? Welcome to wrestling. It's scripted. You can do whatever you want. It's the same thing. Switch it up, man. Come on. Do something different. Finisher, 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 finisher. And then I'll have specific fans of that style go out and say, where's all the selling and the psychology on this gymnastic show? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What are we talking about here? Let's see some psychology here. Now, I'm well past the point of needing somebody to slap on the chin lock. Buddy, there are a few things I am happier with in pro wrestling, in that many of the traditional rest holds are gone, unless it's a hold that really looks like it's doing something that really makes sense. Because I thought that slow down and grab a hold stuff, and it was a chin lock with no hooks in. I'll let you guess how many times I saw a chin lock in catch wrestling class when I trained. I'll let you guess how many times I saw somebody in one of those arm bars, a standing arm bar like that, a nerve hold, this move. I'll let you guess. Now, there's suspension of disbelief in anything in wrestling, but that's one thing I'm glad has changed. But it's gone so far to the end of the spectrum, and I'll see these old head shooters never seem to point this out. They'll talk about psychology and all that stuff, but I don't see that pointed out as much. I just want to see something a little bit fresh in that regard. Oh, guys, please leave a thumbs up on this video. I am going to start doing a contest, probably monthly, where everybody who comments on our YouTube, I've been able to find a randomizer to find a random comment. And I might do a thing where you can get a month or a year of Fightful Select. Once, maybe do one of those a month. And if you already subscribe, I think that's how it'll be. If you don't subscribe, it'll be basically you'll get a month. And if you happen to already be a subscriber to Fightful Select and your comment gets picked, we will make it a year to incentivize some subscriptions. So please leave a comment on this video. We would greatly appreciate it. Eddie says Ricky Saints, Punk, Cody, Jade picture backstage. Did they just post that? That's pretty cool. That's cool. I'll go look that up, Eddie. And Eddie, I see you're in fatigues there. Thank you for your service, my friend. Oh, with their titles. That's very cool. That's very cool. I mean, Ricky and Jade went through it together, man. Like, they really good friends. And I want to thank our sponsors, MyBookie AG, Blue Chew, and NordVPN.com/Fightful. Guys, listen, I enjoyed this show. I enjoyed it. Maybe my bar for enjoyment is a little bit lower than yours, but hey. Follow us on all platforms, including on Facebook, but subscribe to us on all audio platforms as well. I'll give you the rundown of the happenings of Collision on the Dynamite post show this week. This week on The Hump, we have Righteous Reg. Next week, we have Phil Lindsay. Until next time, my friends, we're out.